Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? I am back and I'm live once again. I am Jay Hollingshed, your high performance mindset coach and public speaker. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to today's episode. Today is episode 165 of 365 and this is my 7 Pillars of Mental Performance series. For those of you that want to watch this episode in its entirety, feel free to go to my YouTube channel and you can catch this episode along with every other episode that I've done. They're already backlogged for your viewing pleasure. I see my Aunt Gina tuning in. Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate you for doing so. Also, those that are watching this on repeat, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much and God bless you as well. Now, with no further delay, let's get right into what we got going on for today. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday is day 4 of the week, and on day 4, I'm sure you all know by now what day 4 is. Day 4 is pillar number 4, and that is the goal setting pillar. We're talking about goals, setting goals, reaching goals, and acquiring your goals. So pillar number 4 is goal setting. So here we go. Now, when it comes to goal setting, everybody is not going to be perfect in setting and reaching their goals, okay? Now, a lot of us, in fact, the great majority of us will fail at some point in time in our goal reaching process. I'm here to tell you right now, you will fail. It's going to happen, okay? So when it does happen, don't feel bad. It happens to everybody and it is necessary. It's just part of the process, okay? So I got 3 steps for you when you fail in your goal reaching process. Okay, here are the 3 steps. The first one, welcome failure. You want to welcome the failure. Welcome your goal setting failure. Why do you want to welcome your goal setting failure? As I stated before, it is part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's necessary for your growth. Failure represents a stage or a step in your goal reaching journey. Now, as we go about our goal reaching process or this journey that we're on, it's going to happen in stages or in phases. You're going to have different phases. It could be 1 through 10. Your steps could be 1 through 7. Who knows what they are? It just depends on your goal and the plan you have in place to go about reaching it. So let's say you fail in goal setting step, in your goal reaching step number 3. You fail in reaching in your step number 3. No problem. If you fail in your step number 3, that only means that you are in that step or in that phase. You haven't failed at your entire process of reaching your goal. You have just been unsuccessful in that stage. Why are you unsuccessful in that stage? It's because you still have a lesson to learn, or there's value that you have to receive from that stage, from that phase in your goal reaching or your goal setting process. The lesson you learn from that will propel you and carry you through step number 4 if you failed at step number 3. You have to be successful in number 3 to be successful in number 4. It's like algebra. You have to pass algebra 1 to take algebra 2. You have to pass algebra 2 to take algebra 3. So here are your goal setting steps. You have to take step 1. You have to pass step 1 to get to step 2. Step 2 will prepare you for step 3 in your goal setting steps. You have to pass or be successful in step 1 for step 2 and step 3 and in succession. So the first step of 3, and when you fail to reach your goals, is to welcome failure, okay? You want to welcome your failure. Number 2, you have to understand that failure in goal setting is temporary. Understand that failure in your goal setting is temporary. Now, it's kind of like my man Les Brown would say, it has come to pass. When life hits us, life flows in stages. It comes to pass, okay? The failure has come to us not to stay. The failure has come to pass. So it's here, it's coming, and it's going to keep going. The failure doesn't want to stay with you. It has a job to do. It has the job of going around teaching everybody else from their failures. Failure don't want to hang around and stick around with you. It's got stuff to do. It's got work to do. So here's the thing. Failure comes to pass. It's temporary. being that it is temporary, I want you and I caution you to be careful in your perception, how you see and view the failure or your failed experience within your goal setting. How you see and view that will either propel you into your goal reaching process, or it will either postpone your goal setting process. Keep that in mind. So you have to have an optimistic view that it doesn't happen to you, it happened for you. So your failure in your goal setting process, your failure happens for you, okay? So understand failure is temporary. That's step number 2 of 3. And step number 3 in your process, or step number 3 to do when you have failed in reaching your goals, understand why you failed at your goal setting process. Understanding your why. That's the big thing, okay? Understanding why is the greatest thing you can do in any great undertaking you ever do. Excuse me. So, when you understand your why, it gives you your how. I'm going to say that again. Understanding your why breaks down the where you failed, and it will give you your why. It will tell you. I said that wrong. Understanding your why will give you your how. Knowing your how, if you know how, then you know the direction to take to correct your mistakes. Understanding your why gives you your how. Understanding why you failed. That's like knowing why you missed your mark. If you're an athlete and you're trying to make a mark, you're trying to make your best time, like Roger Bannister was trying his best to run a mile under the 4-minute mark. He tried over and over again, and he kept going and kept going. And each time he failed, he looked at why he failed, and he was getting an understanding of why he failed. And after he understood his why, it told him how to go about reaching the mile under the 4-minute mark. So understanding, that's what we have to do. In all things, get an understanding. So in this case, when you fail at your goal setting process, in which you will, it is not, nobody does this perfect, okay? So when you do fail in your goal reaching process, understand why, and it will tell you how to proceed. So those are the 3 steps. Welcome failure, understand that failure is temporary, or know failure is temporary, and understanding why you have failed. Now, I want to wrap this up with 2 quotes that I saw that were very fitting for today's episode. The first one is from Bruce Lee. It says, "Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality." So don't accept defeat as your reality. Once you do that, you bring in a whole different set of energy, which pushes you away from your goal setting and your goal reaching success. Now, the next quote I have for you is Napoleon Hill, and he's wrapping this up for me. Napoleon Hill said that every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Keep that in mind. When you go through those things, you also bringing forth a promise that you are going to succeed. Because why? Failure is always the precursor for success. Those 3 steps again, when you do fail at your goal reaching process, welcome failure in your goal setting. Know that failure in goal setting is temporary. And number 3, understand why the failure in goal setting happened. That's all I have for today in my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. Today has been episode 165 of 365. I'm Jay Hollingshed, your personal high performance mindset coach, wishing you well. Be well, stay blessed, and as always, through love, be a blessing. God bless.